Well, we did hear in that grab Jim Chalmers talking about making inroads when it comes to inflation. He's talked about tackling productivity issues as one of the biggest challenges he has heading into this second term. How would you characterise Australia's productivity problem?
Well, it's pretty awful. There's been in effect no growth in productivity in Australia since about 2018, and we're not unique in that respect. The US is something of an outlier where productivity growth has been higher than the pre-COVID trend, but Australia, like most other so-called advanced economies, has experienced abysmally slow productivity growth over the past decade, and in particular over the past 5 or 6 years. And that's worrying because ultimately productivity growth is the only sustainable source of increases in real wages that Jim Chalmers was celebrating there. I mean, you can have an increase in real wages for a relatively short period without an improvement in productivity growth. But if you want to have wages growing at, say, 4%, while inflation is at 2.5%, then you need to have sustained productivity growth of 1.5% per annum. And we're nowhere near that in Australia at this stage. So, it's right that the Treasurer is saying that his focus for this parliamentary term will be productivity growth. And it will be important that the government does things when it gets the recommendations it's going to get from the Productivity Commission on the so-called 5 pillars of productivity growth that Dr. Chalmers referred to it last year. It'll be important that the government acts on those recommendations in conjunction with state governments, who also have an important role to play in reducing some of the obstacles to improve productivity growth across Australia.